Good morning, everybody. Today I'm going to be doing day 5. Day 5, that's right. And today's recipe is called berry peach spinach. Now, before I get into that, I want to talk a little bit about something. The reason why I like to do these videos is because it helps encourage me to keep going. And whether anybody, watches these videos or not, I could care less, if people like them, whatever. I do them because, for one, I want to help people. 2, I want to, get people to laugh. I love making people laugh. And 3, it inspires me to keep going. Now, when you're doing this diet, you got to find some reason to motivate yourself to get up every day and keep doing it. Motivate yourself to where when, if you're married or you're dating someone and they don't want to jump on board with this diet, but you're all for it, you got to motivate yourself to stay away from what they're eating. So if they want to go to McDonald's, be fine and let them go to McDonald's. That's on them. But you got to inspire yourself. If you're going to eat there, get something small to hold, just to hold you over or something. Don't get, a Big Mac meal, a large fry, and supersize that crap. You don't want to do that. You want to just get the regular, just something small to hold you over, like a chicken wrap or something like that. Yeah, their food's not the healthiest, but if you're going to eat something there, try to find something healthy and small. And then when you get home, if you're still hungry, make a smoothie. Now, fruits and vegetables, you can have unlimited amounts of. You can have, whatever you want out of it. Excuse me. And you can have whatever you want. As much as you want. Most fruits have, loads of sugar in it. So I wouldn't say sit there and pig out on tons and tons of apples and bananas. But vegetable-wise, you can never have enough vegetables. I mean, you can sit there and put down as much as you want. And now, unless I actually saw an article the other day. It's weirdest ways people have died. And one of them was this guy was drinking gallons and gallons of carrot juice per day, and he died from an overdose of vitamin A. Now, if you're drinking gallons and gallons and gallons of something like that, yeah, you're probably going to wind up doing something to yourself. But, hey, just, I don't think anybody, can come up with that, or anybody's ever going to have that kind of addiction. Now, so if they want to eat McDonald's, that's fine. Get you something if you want, but make sure it's small. Like, whenever, I told you I had a hamburger the other day, I chose to keep the fries out of it because, fries, they're just unhealthy as crap because they're basically deep fried in oil. I had Subway yesterday for dinner, and I didn't get chips. I just got the sub, boom. I even made sure they kept the cheese off of it. Now, I know a lot of people love cheese, That's my fiance's weakness is cheese. She's got to have cheese. She loves cheese. But unfortunately, cheese or any kind of dairy, period, is really bad for you. Now, if you look it up, dairy was never intended to be consumed by human. Milk, like regular cow's milk, was never intended to be consumed by cows. Now, once you start this diet and you deduct milk and stuff like that out of your system, watch and see what happens when you try to drink milk again. It will mess you up. You will have the most terriblest stomach ache ever. I've actually been milk free for a couple of years now. I've had it once in a blue moon, and about every time I've had it, I've paid for it. As far as ice cream goes, try to stick with just sherbet and, gelato. Usually gelato is not too bad for you, but you don't want to have a lot of it because it definitely is high in sugar. But sherbet, stuff like that, is usually not that bad for you. Or sorbet. You know, both of those are pretty good for you. So try to stick away from, you know, that stuff if you got a, you know, an unhealthy habit of wanting to eat ice cream. That was used to be one of my weaknesses. Now that I've been on this diet, I actually turn my nose up to it, you know, and that used to be the thing I loved the most. Ice cream was my addiction. If I saw ice cream, I had to have that shit. You know what I'm saying? If I drove by Arby's and saw, you know, milkshake of the, milkshake of the month, you know, such and such, I'm like, yep, getting that milkshake. But anyway, not anymore. I turn my nose up to it now. I'd rather have a smoothie any day. Now, again, if you all like to go to, like if you still got a Smoothie King there where you're at, you know, I know my family down in Cleveland there, I know there used to be one on Key Street there. I'm not sure if it's still there. But if you got a Smoothie King nearby, if you go, again, make sure they take the turbinado out of it, and you can always tell them to make it a skinny, which basically they try to avoid putting any sugar or sugar replacements in it. And that goes for any place that makes smoothies. If you're on the go, make sure you tell them to try to avoid putting as much sugar in as you want. You want it as natural as possible. That's pretty much it on that. Now later today I'm going to be on the road heading to Nashville. I'm going to be in Nashville for the whole week. And I'm basically going to be showing y'all how to eat healthy while on the road. Now, unfortunately, I can't bring my precious Vitamix. I know, yeah, I'm really heartbroken here. But Lee would kill me if I bring that, and I can't get to do this. Yeah. Anyway, so I do have, and I hate to say this, a NutriBullet. NutriBullets, you know, are relatively cheap. You can get a really good one for, you know, well under probably $50. But if you want to go for the pro stuff like that, you're looking at $75 to $100. However, they're really good because they're small, and you can pack them in your bag to take with you as you go. Now, actually, be what I'm using throughout the week. Now, unfortunately, their containers are about, you know, like this, and if you compare it to this, you know, nowhere near as much as you can put in this bad boy. So unfortunately, I can't do the recipes to where I'm making one at a time through the whole day. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to deduct these, you know, into about a quarter of what I'm supposed to put in. That way I can still do the video and show you what you're supposed to put in. Now, I'll have to make 2 of them. I'll sit there and put them all in one, blend it up, and then pour it into a cup. And that'll be my breakfast. And then I'll do another one, pour it into, into a container, or I'll leave it in a container because they actually come with a little lid you can, put on, and then boom, you got lunch for the day. And then when I get home from work that day, then I can make, one for dinner when I get in the hotel. And then, of course, luckily, my grocery shopping I do, my company pays all the food expenses back. So, free food for a week. Can't complain there. Boom. So, anyway, I will be doing that tomorrow. Tomorrow, my video will be how to eat healthy on the road and still do these recipes. Now, a lot of people want to make excuses while they're on the road, like I don't have time to travel and do that. Well, for you truck drivers out there, and I know a couple of you actually watch these videos, so for you truck drivers out there, they actually make little plug-ins for your cigarette lighter to where you can actually plug in blenders and stuff like that. So your excuse there, sorry bud, you can't use an excuse, and you can always stop while on the road and pick you up a few things. Now, as far as frozen stuff goes, you're not going to be able to do as much as that, but if you're wanting to stop somewhere, don't stop at Burger King, don't stop at McDonald's, don't stop at Taco Bell. Stop at a grocery store, pick you up a small pack of all the ingredients you need, put that in a blender, and boom. Get you a cooler with some ice in it. Keep that stuff down in there and keep it nice and cool. There's always a way to, eat healthy, no matter what you're doing for a living. Now, anyway, took up 10 minutes here talking about all that stuff, so let's get started. Alright, so today we're going to need spinach. It calls for 3 handfuls of spinach, but again, I haven't been to the store yet, unfortunately, but I do have a container of 50-50. This has a little bit of spring mix and spinach all together, so it has 50-50 spring and spinach. Now, I'm actually just going to put the rest of that in here because it calls for 3 handfuls, and that's actually about how much I've got here. So, I'm just going to throw that in. Boom, 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 boom. Get it all out of there. Don't want to waste food. Get every little drop of it out of there. And, alright. So, next calls for two tablespoons of flaxseed. But today, I haven't had chia seeds in a while, so I'm actually adding 1 of each. So, ground chia seeds. Again, you can get both these for, anywhere from $5.99 to $9 something, depending on where you go. But they last a while. I'm talking well over 2 weeks, so it's money worth spending, or well spent. Now, it calls for grapes. So, you're going to need, make sure I get the measurement right, 1 handful, but, I like to put a little bit more in, so put a whole cup in there. Then it calls for blueberries. It wants 1.5 cups of blueberries, so that's pretty much 1 whole thing, 1 of these packs. Now, here's something we haven't talked about. Acai berries. That's how that's said. It's not acai or, AK, whatever the hell you want to say. It's acai. Acai. Now, acai berries, you can get them. They're in a little container about like this. About a pack of them. Comes with 4 of these. So you've got about 4 days worth there, and you can get these for about $2.99. Now, recipe doesn't call for that, but these things are really good for you, and they come in little squeeze-it packs, like boom. And all you do is just, you can either rip the top or cut it off, and just like taking a poop. There we go. Alright. Get that down in. Now we're pretty full here, so I'm actually going to go ahead and blend this bad boy up. So make sure you don't leave that off. You're going to make a mess. If you're going to leave that off, make sure you're ramming it in. That's what she said. Ram it in there. Just get that down in there. Pack it down. Pack it down. Take that off, and now it's going to call for peaches, and I have exactly about 1 cup here, so get those peaches down in, and that's it. That's the recipe for day 5. Screw that on. Now let's take it over to the Vitamix. Alright, come on over. Turn it on. Start it on small. Alright, and make sure you get it all blended well. You can look down in there and see some of the seeds and stuff like that from the blueberries are still kind of sitting around in there. So just let it go for a little bit. 30 seconds. You don't want to go too long though, because you'll overheat your blender. But the Vitamix is to take a beating. That's what she said. All right. Alright, and that's it. Now we have enough for the whole day pretty much, and that's day 5. And thanks again for watching, everybody. I'm hoping these videos help you, and I try to make them humorous as possible, but you know, sometimes, you know, they're not always going to be, you know, hilarious all the way through. I really want to make sure I get the proper knowledge out. But hey, if you learned something, great. If you're watching these, thank you, and I hope they help. If you're not watching them, you know, then obviously you're not seeing this message, so who cares? And on you. But hey, I'm losing weight. I'm actually down 3 more pounds, and I had Subway yesterday, and I did a foot long. And I took that foot long like a champ too. But anyway, thanks again for watching, and love you guys, and peace. K-Tip out.